Hey everyone, Dan and Leslie back for another Disney dining review.
It is early, at least early for Dan and I. So we are leaving the house at 8:30 in the morning to get to Animal Kingdom so that we can go to breakfast at Satu'li Canteen because they only serve breakfast until 10.
Look, I love that Disney World is having more and more breakfast options that they have had in the past. We started coming to Disney World over 13 years ago. 2012 is when we first started, over 13 years ago. And the breakfast options in the parks were just abysmal, like not great.
Particularly Animal Kingdom. Like I specifically remember, I don't remember which trip it was, that we went and we were like, let's get breakfast at Animal Kingdom. And I was like, there's no breakfast. There was a cinnamon roll and like the stuff you can get from Starbucks, but that was it. That was the only option.
Outside of Tusker House. You could do, Tusker House
But I just wanted a quick one.
Right. I love that more and more options. So this is not the only breakfast option. We'll get to the other ones on future dining reviews for Animal Kingdom.
More early mornings for us.
But Satu'li Canteen has a breakfast that we have not tried yet, ever. And I am very excited about this. There are not a ton of options on the menu, so it's pretty simple. But then again, Satu'li Canteen is it's very well done. It's an amazing restaurant. The food is always very, very good. But it's not
the air conditioner is always pumping.
But it's not like an overly extensive menu, which I think is good because they do everything really well.
Yeah, so for breakfast options, there are basically 4 different options. You have a pork shoulder hash, which sounds pretty tasty. You've got a frittata, like a goat cheese frittata with a beef briskety side. Not sure how that is gonna. That one's hard for my brain to wrap around. There is French toast that has like a blueberry cream cheese with it and some kind of passion fruit anglaise. And then for a vegetarian option, there is like a yogurt fruit choice.
And they have 2 specialty cold brews. They have a matcha cold brew and an ube cold brew, which goes well with my my shirt here. But I think we're gonna get both of those. And also one thing that I really love about having a more of a limited menu is the fact that we could get pretty much everything and bring it to you. So I don't think we're gonna get the fruit and yogurt one because that's kind of whatever.
Yeah.
But I think we are gonna get the other 3 and both cold brews to kind of show you what they have to offer.
It is worth getting up early for.
Well, I'm getting hungry and we are running out of time. There's an hour and a half till they stop serving breakfast and we gotta get over there and walk in and do security and the whole thing. So, are you ready to go try Satu'li Canteen for breakfast?
I am.
Let's do this. We have arrived. It is starting to warm up out there, but it is still fairly breezy and nice. So first off, we got both cold brews. There is an ube cold brew, which is kind of purple in nature, and then there is a matcha cold brew that is green. So Leslie is stirring these things up right now. We didn't have coffee this morning, so when we woke up, we pretty much just got ready and left. So let's try this ube cold brew. That's actually really nice. I don't always love the cold brews at Disney, like the Black Calf cold brew. I know a lot of people love it. I hate it. It's just not sweet enough. That's really nice, especially with that whipped cream on top. It's very, very smooth and it's rich, but it's not overpowering. Really good.
I have the same feelings about the matcha. Those are tasty. You can also get a flight. I'm gonna try the pork shoulder hash. It's got a lot of vegetables. It's got pork shoulder on it. That is outstanding. The vegetables are all cooked perfectly. It's got like a chimichurri sauce. Yeah, I think that's what that is on the side. And oh, that is a really nice hearty dish. I think it was around like $13, and I think it's definitely probably worth it.
We got the frittata that comes with shaved beef and a salad. A little bit weirded out of why they gave me a salad for breakfast, but I guess it rounds out the dish. So the frittata looks nice. It's got some good like peppers on top of there, kind of baked in, but in the middle of the frittata, it's nothing but egg, which is kind of strange. That's okay though, because the flavor does go all the way through. I was a little bit worried about maybe not having, just being kind of bland towards the bottom since it was just like a fluffy egg mixture, but it's very good. All right, so let's do a little bit of beef with the frittata. Very, very flavorful. I'm not sure I would get shaved beef and a salad for breakfast, but the flavor is amazing. The beef is really well cooked, and that frittata is actually quite good. I'm pleased with this. This is a good breakfast.
We also got the French toast that has blueberry cream cheese and a passion fruit anglaise. So instead of syrup, it has this like sauce on the side. They do have syrup up by where you get your drinks and stuff, so you can get that if you want. I'm gonna try it without first. Not as much flavor as I thought it would have, but the French toast is good. Like, it's soft. So I might need to dive into that a little bit further to like really formulate an opinion, but a good solid choice, and it was on the kids menu. Okay, we are going to finish our breakfast and we will finish this up at home.
All right, we are back.
All right, before we get started on this, and I'm very excited to tell you all about it, if you are looking to plan your next magical vacation, please reach out to us over at Fantastical Vacations. We plan Disney destinations, Universal cruise lines, and all-inclusive resorts.
Okay, this was better than I thought it ever could be. To be honest with you, everything was quite good. But let's start with ambiance and theming. We are going to do those together since we did get 2 cold brews, specialty cold brews, and we feel like those were important to rate as well. So what do you think about the ambiance and theming? All
right, so they had the like Pandoran music playing in the background, which is just a nice touch. The theming is really good. Like, if you've not ever been in there, it just feels very Pandoran, and even the menu, they just did such a fantastic job with theming. Now, they had the music probably just a smidge loud. It was busier, I think, this time than the last time we went, so it was a little tougher finding a table, even though they do have plenty of seating inside, and they do have outside seating as well, so that is nice.
With respect to that, they did have 2 sections of tables that were closed off when we first walked in, and they had opened up one by the time that we left. So they could have opened up more, and hopefully the cast members were monitoring that and paying attention, because when we were trying to find a table, there was only 2. So we did get one, but that whole section was still closed off, but they did open up one. So.
Yes. Yeah, so which kind of makes sense. So anyway, we gave ambiance and theming a 4.
Let's talk about service. I was blown away, honestly, by the service here. And here, this is what we mean when we talk about cast members wanting you to appreciate their home, their restaurant, where they work. So there's one particular cast member that we took our trays to at the end of the meal, and we had 2 trays because we bought so much stuff, and he took both of them from us. We took them up to the station where normally you'd put your own trash and your trays away and everything. And so he happened to notice the camera bag that I had on the back on my back. And he said, "Are you into photography? Do you like taking, photos around the park?" And we're like, "Yeah, that's we do." And he said, "There are several spots that are my favorites around here." He proceeded to tell us like where we could find footprints from like the Na'vi, so like bigger footprints that you could put your foot in, take photos of that. A fossil of what do you call that thing?
Yeah, one of the horses.
Not an Ekron, but the horse thing. Not the flying Ekron, but a horse. Whatever the horse is in Pandora,
I can't remember
there's
the name
a
of it.
fossil of one of its skulls. Anyway, very, very cool. So
we couldn't find the last one. We forgot exactly where he said.
But that's the kind of thing that we're talking about with service. Yes, he did his job. He took the tray. He threw away our trash for us. Good job. But on top of that, no one is back there telling him, like, you have to tell them where the best picture spots or strike up a conversation or talk about anything. That's what we're talking about when we talk about service. You do your job, you take care of us, that's a 3. Past that, if you like take interest in us and you explain like what you love and like what we might love, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, and then when we went to go get the syrup, I asked the lady that was standing there, I said, is there anything that I can just put the syrup in, like little containers? And she was like, oh yes, so sorry, here, I'll be right back. And so she went and grabbed things. Like, it's just that kind of like above and beyond, you know, she could have easily just been like, oh no, sorry, we're out. Or, I mean, it's more than just being nice and doing their job. It's the telling us about photo spots and all of that. So we gave service a 5.
Moving on to drinks, we are going to rate the 2 cold brew beverages. So one was a matcha cold brew and one was an ube cold brew. I primarily drunk the ube and Leslie primarily drunk the matcha, although we did try each other's. What'd you think?
Yeah, no, I thought they were fantastic. They were very, I think you said it in the video, like smooth. So sometimes cold brews can be really bitter, depending on the coffee that they use and how much extra stuff that they put in there and all of that. But it was like you could taste the coffee, but you could also taste the appropriate flavor, but neither were overpowering. So it was a very well-balanced cold brew, which sounds kind of weird, I feel like, when you're talking about a cold brew.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got the flavors of the ube and the coffee and then the whipped cream, and it worked very well.
Yeah.
Not my favorite cold brew ever when you're comparing it to specialty coffee places.
Like the peanut butter cold brew over at Gideon's is...
I mean, not a specialty coffee place, but it is pretty good. But like, this is probably the best cold brew I've gotten from like a quick service place or any fast food place that doesn't specialize in coffee. So we give it a 4.5.
Yep, food. Okay, so this could have gone either way. I mean, and the menu looked really good, but we were, you know, you never know. They can make it sound really tasty. They did a really knockout job with all 3 of the dishes that we tried. And I saw that fruit thing walking around, and holy smokes, I kind of wish we would have gotten that because the fruit just looked so fresh and plentiful. So definitely some good, solid breakfast options here.
Yeah, and I don't know where we would have put the fruit and the yogurt because we didn't finish what we had, but it was very, very solid, above solid actually.
Yeah.
So the first thing I tried was the frittata with the shaved beef, like a goat cheese cream.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know if it's just a creamy goat cheese or if they mix it with like a sour cream, but you can definitely get that acidity from the goat cheese, and it just pairs so well with that frittata. There wasn't a ton going on in the frittata, as you saw, but the flavors did go all the way through if you just take that whole bite with the goat cheese and like those bell peppers that are baked into the top of that frittata and then the rest of the egg. Fantastic. And let me tell you what, a side salad I don't think about when we're going for breakfast, and I don't think about shaved beef for a breakfast item. Just get that out of your head right now, because that shaved beef, number one, is cooked perfectly. It was like
really
perfect medium rare. And then the marinade, the flavors of that beef, it's just, you know, when you get a steak and it's one just giant hunk of meat, like you hopefully get a nice crust and some flavor on the outside, but you're not getting a whole lot of flavor inside other than the beef itself. But this, since it's shaved and then marinated, it's like every bite, every slice was just
Yes,
good.
I really enjoyed the hash. So it didn't have as much pork shoulder as I probably would have preferred. They actually put like a sausage thing on top of it. So matter of fact, I was kind of confused whenever I first took a bite because I didn't see a ton of pork shoulder. However, the sausage was really good too. And I just liked that that savory option for breakfast. You know, not everyone wants a sweet, pancakey, French toast, whatever option at breakfast time. And so to have this like potatoes, sweet potatoes, onions, pepper mix with the meat, and then there was that chimichurri sauce on there. It was fantastic.
Then the French toast. I mean, not my favorite just because I don't prefer sweet for breakfast. I prefer savory, but it was still amazing.
It was really good.
Even though not our favorite, like if you like the sweet stuff, you would like the French toast. It's got that blueberry cream cheese on top. It's sitting in.
That was like an elevated option, right? They could have just slapped some French toast with some syrup, but they put blueberry cream cheese on it.
And it's sitting in this like passion fruit anglaise stuff. And so that alone is probably enough for most people, not us. So we went and we asked about the syrup, and it's over on the, like, where you fill up your drinks and get silverware. And they didn't have any cups, and that's when Leslie asked, and she went and got us a cup to put the syrup in, because otherwise it's just a giant pitcher. We didn't want to drown the thing in syrup before we tried it without the syrup. But it is better with the syrup in our opinion. So overall, we gave food a 5.
All right, so if you add all that up and divide it out, that leaves Satu'li Canteen breakfast at a 4.625 out of 5. Definitely a must. Yeah, if you're going to Animal Kingdom in the morning, I would recommend do your rope drop, do your early park entry, whatever it is. Go maybe hit up a couple of rides and then hit up Satu'li Canteen for breakfast, 9:30ish, 9:15, right before it closes, and it'll be a perfect start to your day.
We mobile ordered. And so as we were walking around, like coming by the Tree of Life, Leslie was ordering. She clicked "I'm here" about halfway through Pandora. We had to wait a couple of minutes, so maybe even hit it a minute before that, like as soon as you enter Pandora. But it was ready within 5 minutes for sure. We got our table and it was great. It was perfect temperature, perfect flavors, perfect everything. Like, to give a 5 for just quick service in general is like, that is
quick service and food.
And the entire thing, 3 entrees and 2 custom cold brew coffees, was $55. And they don't do discounts there. So that's the price that anybody can get if you just mobile order it, or order it there too, but there was a line to order there. So I would suggest mobile ordering. Unbelievable. Like, I would say the best breakfast, if you want like a big meal with tons of options, is gonna be Tusker House at Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
But $55, that's about what it's gonna cost one adult to get in there and eat. So to get $55 for 3 entrees and 2 cold brews, I feel like that's a great price.
Yeah, definitely a great price. So I will say we will be back, except we don't get up early very often. So
it's very intentional whenever we do a breakfast dining review, I'll tell you that.
So if I ever find myself in Animal Kingdom at breakfast time again, I will probably head to Satu'li Canteen. All right, well, if you are liking these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
We will see you on the next video.